Okay, today we are talking about the bay leaf tree. In my opinion, this is one of my favorite herbs. I have it right here. All my chickens are around looking at this, so don't mind them. If you're hearing chickens, I'm sorry. But yes, my name's Jessica. I'm growing fruits and vegetables, all kinds of things in our backyard. We're always adding more. So please subscribe if you're interested in that sort of thing. This is the bay leaf tree right here. If you've never heard of this, this is an amazing herb that you can start in your garden. I've seen these sold as actually in little herb pots. You can keep it quite small. I've also seen them, you can make this into like a shrub. So if you want something to be pretty low and more like a bush or a border, you can always prune it that way. And then you can also have this as a tree. I've always had this in a pot. Just because we don't need that many bay leaves, and I like to leave the bigger trees for the fruit. Yeah, let's talk about this today. So I'm in Southern California, which is zone 9B. You can also grow this bay leaf tree in zones 8 through 10. And this stays green all year round. So this is considered an evergreen tree. So they're beautiful like this all year round. It's considered a shrub. It's native to the Mediterranean. And I remember when I had a bigger tree, I had another bay leaf tree that was a lot bigger than this. And I was shredding the branches for wood chips, and even the wood chips smelled so good. So the beautiful aromatic smell is not just in the leaves, but in the wood itself. And if you've never had a fresh bay leaf, they're so much better than the store-bought bay leaves. The bay leaves that I had before, when I got them dried from the grocery store, these would be, they really wouldn't smell much to me, but this is such an amazing flavor, very potent, and it just smells so much better, tastes so much better. So the fresh is a really great thing to do. This tree, to grow it, it's great for pots. You can plant it in the ground. Also, I think it does best in partial shade, because if you can see, there's some like little burn spots here. And when I have my pots more in the sun, they seem to get that a little bit more. This also could be from the chickens. Let me show you the chickens, because they're always kind of exploring it and tasting it, although they do not seem to like the bay leaf as much as other things. So they leave it alone for the most part, but I think that's from the sun. So I would highly recommend partial shade if you're in a very sunny area. Like I'm in Southern California, so it's pretty sunny here. So this is in partial shade all day. I water this about once a week deeply. It'd probably like 2 times a week better, but I just haven't set up the irrigation for it, which I should do soon, because I'll make life so much easier. Oh, chicks. Okay. Also, the bay leaf tree likes rich, well-draining soil, and I think the cost is worth it. So I bought this at a local nursery, and it was $25. And I was looking the other day at the prices of bay leaf that when you would just find, like a small one in the grocery store, and they ranged from like $3.30 to $6.79 for just that little thing. So I think, just buying this once is well worth the cost. I will say I've noticed for fruit trees, if you buy at a local nursery versus a big box store, like Home Depot, for instance, you're going to get a lot better of cost, and the trees are already acclimated to your particular environment, so they tend to do better. So I would highly recommend a local nursery. And things you can do with this. So I like to use the fresh leaves in soups and stews and stir fries and rice. I don't use one. I usually make big batches because we have a family of 5 over here, so I'll do 2 or 3 in a batch of soup. But you can use it for all kinds of things. You could also add it to marinades. Apparently it's common in rice pudding. There's also something called a bouquet garni, which you could bundle it with other herbs and tie them together and add them to like a slow cooking dish in the slow cooker. And then also one really cool thing is you can dry these leaves and grind it into a powder. You dehydrate them and blend it. Usually in a spice blender is best. I'll put a link for the spice blender I use below and a dehydrator I use. But once you do that, you can use it for Old Bay seasoning or garam masala. So the ground up bay leaf is in garam masala and Old Bay seasoning. You can also use it in like a dry spice rub that way. You need to be careful to not use too much because it's very, very potent. That's why we usually just use the leaf itself and not grinding it up. So little goes a long way, but it has a wonderful flavor in small amounts. If you're trying to make the Old Bay seasoning, so you'll use the ground up bay leaves, celery salt, paprika, black pepper, ground mustard, allspice, cayenne, and cinnamon, and also nutmeg and ginger. So yeah, that's the bay leaf tree. Really easy to grow. You buy it once, it pretty much pays for itself. It's beautiful, evergreen, and it's one amazing herb. I'm gonna show you just a couple. I made a new herb garden, one that the chickens can't get to, so it's just for me. And I want to show you it. And then if you have any questions or you want to hear about any other herbs, you guys can let me know. Please subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see you next time. Also, if you'd like to support Sweet Poppy Homestead, I do make organic and eco-friendly skincare like lotion sticks and lip balms, etc. So I'll link that below as well. So this was the original herb garden, one of them. We have several around the property. But this is where we added our chicken coop. And so the chickens roam around here and it's kind of turned into their garden. We have, you know, some overgrown, you know, going to flower oregano that they've picked out quite a bit. We have this rosemary, and we had a lot of chives here, but they just ate that all. We have some lavender over here, and then we always have cilantro growing around in this area too in the spring. So let me show you the area. Let me take you over to the area with the new herb garden. And I think I'm going to add some more all over the property too, because the chickens really like herbs as well, and we eat them a lot too. So I just want to have enough for everybody. So this, you can see we gated off this small little area so the chickens cannot get to it. And right here I have some garlic growing that's just sprouting up. I planted some peas here. They haven't sprouted quite yet. And here's the herbs over here. We have some thyme, some English thyme. We have some garden sage. We have some oregano. We have rosemary. And one of my favorites, lemon thyme. Right here, this one smells so good. And then over here, there was some grass growing, and I just leave that, and I can pull it out and chop it up for the chickens for now until I add more to the herb garden. Yep, but these are the herbs. If you want a tour of the full area with all the fruits and vegetables, let me know, and I'll see you next time. Bye.